love when coaches, consultants, and professional service providers want to do big things in their business. They want to rise to the top and influence their market and the world around them. They want to have a greater impact and make a more lucrative income. Well, if this is you, welcome to Expert in You Podcast, the show where I interview other experts and coaches, consultants, so that they can share their success strategies with you. We're going to talk about marketing and how to close more sales, how to get more premium clients, and how to really build your visibility in the market and scale your business like a boss. If this is you, welcome to the show. I want to ask you to subscribe and hit the notification bell right now so you don't miss one episode. Grab your coffee and buckle up because we are ready to give it all to you to help you become the expert and get paid as the expert that you are. Welcome back to another episode of Expert in You Podcast. I'm your host, Carden, and I am excited you are here with me this week as I do my own show to talk about how you can get coaching and consulting or professional service clients, how to get higher paying clients, and also how to get clients like clockwork. So thank you for joining me. Now, normally I interview other experts and I let them share about their business and their best practices and strategies and things that they're doing. But I have been seeing over and over again in the industry a lot of discrepancies in client attraction and landing clients. And I'm also seeing a lot of coaches and consultants who are struggling to get clients. So I thought that I would make this episode for you. So the first thing is we want to get to a place in our business where we want more clients, but we don't need them. Let me repeat that. We want more clients, but we don't need them. For example, I'm always looking for more clients because my business is scalable. I'm able to scale my business and I'm able to work with more clients because of the revenue model that I have for my business. And so I'm always looking for more clients. However, I don't need them. I have clients. I have consistent revenue. My revenue continues to grow. And so this is a very different place to be in your business. So my goal is to help you get there. So the first thing that we have to do is we have to make sure that some of the fundamentals and the basics are dialed in before you can market your business and before you can bring in the clients that you're really looking for. So you have to understand who you want to get as a client. This is the first step. If you don't have clarity around who it is you're trying to get and what it is you're trying to sell, you can't market. So if you do not have this in place, this is step number one. Now, if you need help with this, make sure that you reach out to me and let's get this done for you. If you don't know what you're selling or you don't have clarity around who you're trying to sell to, then these are some fundamental pieces that I can help you get in place. But you have to know who and you have to know what you're trying to accomplish when you get these clients to book on your calendar or to show up in your inbox or show up in your email. What is it you're going to sell? Those are the first two things. The next thing, though, you have to do is you have to get yourself positioned in the industry for those people. So your message has to be relevant. Your brand has to be relevant for those people. They have to clearly be able to see that you are for them. You have to make sure that that outside perception shows you as the specialist or the expert for those buyers. And when you do this, you'll make your life a lot easier because number one, your marketing will start doing the heavy lifting for you. And you will make it so much easier to market your business. So you want to get the who in place. What are you trying to sell them? You want to make sure that you have clear offers. And then you also, and make sure that those offers are relevant to the buyers that you're wanting. And then the other piece is you want to get positioned in the market for those particular buyers. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to stay in that market forever. No, you don't have to. But what I will tell you is it will simplify your business. It will streamline your marketing. It will just make things go so much faster and you'll get a lot more traction in your business when you do this in the right way. So these are the basics. This is the fundamental to being able to attract the right people. But then the next thing is you have to know where the high value buyers are if you're wanting to get those higher paying clients. And so who are those people and where are they? Well, one of the things that I teach people is if you want to work with higher end clients, you have to look at the top 30% of the market, or 20%, or even 10% of the industry or the market that you're in. So if you are going after plumbing companies, for example, as a business coach, who are the top plumbing companies, and then what are the problems and things that they struggle with that you can help with? So you have to determine who those premium buyers are. Now, I work mostly in the B2B and professional space, and so I help move people into working with business owners, working with CEOs, entrepreneurs, corporations. So I help move them into those spaces if they're not yet in those spaces, because that's where the big money is. When you are working with companies and you're not working with people who only have an income, or they only have so much disposable income, you're going to be able to get more premium fees. So if you have not yet moved into the B2B or professional space or corporations, this is a great thing for you to think about. If you are going to work with, let's say, consumers, then you want to think about working with the affluent, working with people who are at the higher end of the financial spectrum than at the lower end. For example, a stay-at-home mom might be limited on funds, right? Or a single mom is going to be very limited on funds. So nothing wrong if you're targeting them. Just know that there's going to be a fairly low ceiling or cap as to what they are going to be able to invest or spend. So when you think about working with high-end clients, like at that $50,000, $100,000, maybe even much more, you've got to think about where is that money. And so often sitting in businesses, and they know that that money can be replenished and replaced, and so it's a much easier sell. Also, let's say, for example, you're an executive coach and you're working with executives. Well, moving into working with executives and their teams can often open up more money as well for you to get higher paying clients. So these are some things to think about. Your market will determine a lot of what you can charge and the money that you can make. So high paying clients are typically going to be in places where businesses are going to be, where professionals are going to hang out. That could be conferences. LinkedIn is a great place. Associations, those are all great places. Now, I have found networking, like places like BNIs and things like that, to not be as lucrative, because a lot of times those are people that are somewhat in startup mode, or maybe they have a salesperson out there representing them in their business. And so these are all things to think about. So when you're working with higher value clients, you have to think about how can you get to that owner, how can you get to that CEO. And so these are things that you have to consider. So speaking is a great way to be able to go and get clients at a higher level, where you're the person at the front of the room, you're the person on the stage. This way you get to share your expertise. Speaking is one of my favorite ways, honestly, to bring in clients and bring in high-end clients, because it also is a very leveraged approach to client attraction. You get to do something one time and it's a one-to-many approach, right? And so you're really leveraging your time. So I love to use like next level marketing strategies where you're leveraging your time and it's more of a one-to-many. So that could be speaking, that could be being a guest on other people's podcasts, that could be speaking to other people's audiences and in their communities, maybe training their people. So there's a lot of ways that you can do this. Also, you have to know the best strategy to be able to reach the ideal clients that you want. And the same strategies don't work for B2B as business to consumer. So for example, if you are selling stress coaching and you're selling stress coaching to moms, that is going to require a very different strategy. You could do that in a Facebook group, or you work with a partnership to be able to bring in clients. You could get into Facebook groups. There's all kinds of ways that you could actually find those clients. But if you're working with a business, that's going to require something very different. So you have to understand the difference between targeting B2C clients, business to consumer, and B2B clients or professional clients. The models are going to be different. The other thing to know with high value clients is they are not going to respond to low ticket purchases and then you send them to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. They don't buy that way. They have more money than they have time, and so they value their time, and they're looking for you to actually collapse time for them and speed them to the results that they're looking for. So if you're trying to make them jump through a lot of hoops, you're going to not have the success that you can. High-end buyers, but people that are busy, that have money, they actually respond to very direct types of marketing. So this could be something as simple as reaching out to them with the right message, with something of value that you can share with them that would be relevant to them. And it's not spammy. It's literally reaching out with a genuine way to connect with them and add value to them and help them. And so that's a very different approach from trying to get, hundreds and hundreds of people through your funnel, or trying to get hundreds of people to buy your low ticket things. So if you don't understand how these premium buyers buy, then you're going to be using the wrong marketing strategies to try to attract and bring them in. Okay, also the interview strategy works really well for very premium high-end buyers. This could be interviewing them on a podcast. This could be interviewing them for your book. This could be interviewing them for a publication, maybe an article that you're going to write or a blog that you're going to write, and you want to get their insights. All of those things can help you get right in front of those ideal premium buyers that are somewhat hard to reach. And then I already mentioned speaking on a stage. Also, creating your own virtual stage, which is doing live streams where you're putting out great content, very powerful content that they could see or that you could share with them. Those are also ways that you can reach these really high-end, premium, even hard to reach buyers. Okay, so those are the fundamentals, and those are the things that you can do to reach them. Oh, charity events, I forgot to mention that. A lot of times these really high-level buyers will be part of charities or boards. They'll be part of organizations. And so those are also ways that you can reach them as well. Okay, so those are a lot of the tactics and things that you can use, but it starts with a great strategy. Again, having the right message, understanding the market, having the right positioning. Those things have to be in place first before these other things will work really well. So for example, if you don't look like an expert and then you're reaching out to a high-level CEO to try to interview them for a book, and they come and check you out and they're like, I don't want to be in this person's book. They don't really look like someone that I want to be associated with. Well, then that's what I'm talking about. You have to make sure that your positioning and your brand and that outside perception about you and what it is you do is on point before these high-level people will actually want to connect with you or want to have conversations with you or be interviewed by you. So those are the fundamental pieces. Okay, once you determine what is going to be the best strategy for you in your business and how can you reach those ideal people, and you've got all the fundamentals in place, now you need a system. So it doesn't matter whether podcasting is going to be your system or whether speaking is going to be your system or just messaging and outreach is going to be your system. It doesn't make any difference. They'll all work. But here's the thing. Most people don't create a system. They're haphazard. It's like very sporadic. They'll do it and then they won't do anything for weeks or months until they need a client. And this isn't the way you get your business to a place where you want clients versus needing them. If you don't get a system in place that's consistent and predictable, and you always know how you can bring in the next client, then you're always going to stay in the hustle and grind mode or on that hamster wheel of needing your next client. And to me, again, that's the worst place to be in a business, is that place of desperation or fear. We've all been there, right? Before I learned all the things that I do now and I teach my clients, I would get to those places where it was good. I had several clients, and then I would lose one or two, and I'd be like, oh no, and I need another client, and just not a fun place to be in business. So, all right. So what did we talk about? We talked about, number one, knowing who your market is, making sure that everything that you're doing is relevant for them, making sure that your positioning is dialed in, and then what is going to be the way that you're going to reach them and get visible. And then also don't forget about great content. This is part of the positioning, building credibility and authority, and that can be done through content, through a book. There's so many ways you could do that, but that's what really builds up that outside perception of you being the specialist and the expert. But then what is going to be the system that you're going to use? So it has to be consistent. You don't ever want to really turn it off. A great marketing system is one that you can ramp up when you need a lot more, and you can dial it back when you need less, but it's always still running. So it's not, I do this now, I'm going to work really, really hard, and then nothing, then I don't market at all. That's not a system. And again, that will not ever get you off the hamster wheel if that's the way you're running your business. So there's lots and lots of ways to build a great strategy or system into your business. But here is what I will tell you. If you don't have this, then your business is always at risk. You can't make the money that you want. You can't scale into that $500,000 or $1 million or even beyond if you choose to. This is part of the fundamentals of building a business. So how can you get clients? I shared that. How can you get clients that are higher paying? I shared that. And then how can you get clients like clockwork? We just talked about having a great system. So I hope you found this episode valuable. I hope this opens your eyes to maybe some gaps that you might have in your business, or where maybe you've been lacking, and why you're maybe staying on that feast or famine roller coaster, why you're not in that place yet where you want clients, but you don't need them. And so I hope that you found this helpful for you today. But if you need some help in your business, then I want to definitely invite you to book a call with me at acarden.com. Let's look at your business. Let's look at your strategy. Let's see what's missing. Let's get the right pieces in place for you. Let me help you, if I can help you, and work with you so that you can build the business that not only you love, but a business that you can count on. It's dependable and makes you a lot of money, and you can make a lot of impact. So you can book a call with me at acarden.com. Thank you so much for listening to another episode. Make sure that you subscribe to the podcast if you haven't. Make sure that you like it, share it, and as always, God bless you. Go rock your business. You have an amazing day. Bye-bye. If you've enjoyed this episode, I want to invite you to go check out a free training that I have at expertinu.us. It is a training that I have on how you can get ultra premium dream clients, scale your business, get more freedom, and really simplify your business and multiply your money. So go check that out. And again, that is expertinu.us. I want to thank you for being here with me this week. I hope you found massive value. Please always leave a comment, feedback, or a question. We check them all. And I want you to go rock your business, and make sure you join us again next week. God bless you. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye.